Hello again. So real quick, before we get on to the good stuff, I just wanted to let you know that voidsignal.net was recently redesigned, and it's got a big, fat, juicy, ready-to-be-clicked link that leads to the Void Signal Patreon, where you can sign up to listen to the Void Signal Strangers series and the Void Signal Strangers trivia, along with some other stuff that's up there. I appreciate your consideration, and it goes a long way to helping create more ad-free Void Signal. Anyway, that's it. Appreciate your consideration as always. I hope you are well. I am hanging in there as best as I can myself. We got the holidays coming up. Sometimes those are good. Sometimes those are huge pieces of shit. You know, could go either way. But yeah, anyway, I guess that's it. Enjoy this episode, and I will talk to you again soon, sweetheart. Bye-bye. How have you been? It's been a minute since I talked to you.
I mean, about the same. One of my classes ends in a week. Another one ends in 2 weeks. Cannot wait, because that's more free time.
Yeah, hell yeah.
To do who knows what. I have to figure that out.
Do AJ shit.
Yeah, just AJ shit. Whatever that means.
Whatever that means. Right, of course.
Yeah, I'll figure it out when we get there.
Yeah.
Beat a game over a weekend, you know.
Yeah.
No, we'll figure it out. But yeah, just trying to champ out the last few weeks and assignments, and it hasn't been bad, but it's just like, all right, we're at the end. It's time for exams.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that word just like,
yes,
you know.
Exam. And nonetheless, the American definition of academia exams is here's some standardized testing bullshit. Like, yes.
Just teaching you how to memorize. Not how to find information.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it is. But I did want to mention to you that I did work at the University Writing Center when I was in school and everything. So if you ever need help with like papers or like a thesis or anything, like my time is available to you.
Stay friends with me for 2 more years, buddy.
Oh, no. See, my contract's up next year, so we'll have to renegotiate.
Okay. We're going to renegotiate.
At a higher rate. Yes. At a higher rate. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Duly noted. No, I decided to switch from social work to public health for now.
Yeah.
And then maybe social work will be like a master's thing. The whole thing is like, I still have health issues. Mm-hmm. They're not as bad as it was like before surgery or anything like that, but I'm still losing time. And like the weather changes and I'm like hurting and it's stupid and I hate it. So I want to like, I don't know how reliable I would be in a social work internship and I don't like that.
Sure.
So I was like, okay, let's do public health, because the program that I was looking at for public health, their thing is either you can do an internship or a research project or a thesis. So like, it's more flexible. Like I don't have to have people relying on me.
Yeah.
If I'm doing a thesis, or at least it's a little more flexible with the thesis. I don't know.
No, that's understandable. I mean, that makes sense.
And it's not like the programs are ever going to go away. Like the world is not going to solve itself in the next 2 years. Like social workers are going to be needed. There's going to be plenty of time.
Yeah. Agree. Yeah. The world's only going to get worse. So we definitely need more social workers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that's been a fun life thing.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, I'm eager for your classes to be over as well, so you can do more AJ shit.
I like that it's more like of a balance of hard and soft science too, so I'll be taking more biology classes and I find that fun.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Yeah.
Do you love a good hard science?
I do. Ooh.
Oh, getting me all excited and worked up. Oh, hard science. Oh.
I love them. There's something that I've always struggled with more, and I want to get better at them. Like, I'm not bad, but I'm not, like, I don't need to be, like, perfect, but I'm not where I want to be.
It's a thing I love and appreciate, but I'm maybe not smart enough to apply myself to do more in it, if that makes sense. I know how to use it, I guess.
Yeah, like if I handed you a research paper, you could like figure out how to apply it to real life or something.
Yes.
Or like understand what I was trying to tell you.
Yeah, or at least like digest not digest. I gotta stop using that fucking word to like, I don't digest fucking thoughts, but you know, I consume it. I understand it. Like, you know.
You're just not the one doing the research per se.
Yeah, never.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
I've always liked the idea of like when I retire, either like locking myself in a hole to be a researcher or
Hey, can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, what is going on?
Can you not hear me?
No, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, good.
That's just me like being like, I'm here.
Okay, that is fine. Yeah, I can hear you. So, Mary, my co-host for this episode is AJ. And
What?
yes, and
Wow, AJ, we've never actually met, but I know
No.
of you.
Yeah, same.
Oh my God, it's girl overload today.
yeah. So the other the other guest was going to be Real, but he had a thing come up. So he's not able to join us. So AJ
No.
thankfully was available to fill in last second. Thank you, AJ.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
the universe aligned.
Oh, sorry about that. Oh, the
Okay.
universe line. Yeah, I was gonna say like, I was listening to your interview with Rael, and I was like, oh, Rael has this sort of like convoluted way to describe all of his albums, and it's
Ooh.
just like I was like, I wonder if Ryan's on board with this because it sort of like goes into his own like he has like this very rich storyline behind
Mhm.
like you would never have guessed
No.
like.
I was not
You know,
prepared for what he brought to that interview.
I was listening to
like he's like, and then I programmed this AI to be a character that I interacted with, and I'm like, holy fucking shit. Well, that's why I was just quiet for most of that episode because I'm like, I'll just let him talk. He's I don't have much to contribute, so I will let him run the show.
Yeah, he's crazy. He's really crazy. He's got so much like I don't know, his storylines are just so I mean, he told me like there's a song that we're working on. We're kind of in the middle of working on it, but we're sort of not done. We're almost done. But it was like a love song AI. Like so it was like two AI bots chatting back and forth. Like he had them set up to talk to each other.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's fucking mind melting shit.
Yeah. I know.
But yeah, thank you for. And I didn't want to cancel on you because we've had this on the books forever, and like I didn't want to.
Cancel on me?
Yeah, I didn't want to miss out on a chance to talk to you and like have you on.
Of course you don't want. I'm the best. So.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
Thank you
for. No, I have fun with you, Brian. I'm really happy. I'm like I have so much fun talking to you, and now I get to have the pleasure of having AJ as well. So that's great.
That's right. But yeah, thank you for coming on and for being on the show again. I'm looking forward to seeing you at Mechanismus. By the time this comes out, you will have probably been announced. I'm assuming.
It's like, oh man, I'm like, I don't know. I'm not getting. I mean,
who knows the way? Oh, okay. I mean, who knows the way these things are fucking trickling out? Like, you know.
No, weird. It's actually a plan because Ali sent me the a little like the schedule of releasing artists. So I was like, oh, cool. I was like, it's amazing. Ali is so. Are we recording?
We are recording, but
oh, good. Okay, cool. No. I want people to know this. I want people to know this.
Just checking. Because I can cut
Ollie's just so
all the heinous shit talk anytime you need.
I know.
Let me know.
I know. We're a bit evil. Yeah, no, Ollie's so amazing, and he's just so professional. And like, I don't know how. Like, I wrote this little comment under like Leighton, who does resistance. Like, the two of them are like just relaxed as hell. Like I don't know how they run those things and are like and maintain such composure. It's really wild. So yeah, Ali sent me the schedule of it all mapped out, and I'm like, damn, like he's just got it all set up.
Yeah,
it's great.
It's impressive. Yeah, I mean, he is a whirlwind. I've only met him once, and he was just the kind of person that you meet them and they're firing on all cylinders, kind of a thing. Like just he's on.
Sure. I know you were there at that Mechanismus, which I'm so excited because I know you're also going to be at Mechanismus.
Oh hell yeah!
That's gonna be so cool. Like see you again, like from this perspective. I was like, oh no, it's my shit talking buddy.
Yeah, we'll have to keep our fucking voices down, but it's
yeah, for sure.
But yeah,
I've been dying to go to Mechanismus. That's one I've been really itching for. I haven't gotten there yet, but
Oh, AJ, you gotta go. Just because, like, seriously, the crocodile. I was gonna say the alligator because I was watching this show where there was a bar called the Alligator, and I don't know why I got.
Close
The
enough.
crocodile is so cool inside, and you get and as artists we get to stay above it,
I hear
which
so
is
many cool things. Oh my god, that sounds so cool.
yeah. It's a really nice club, and we like it was so funny when we went to play Mechanismus last year. We were super tired, and we went to go sleep, and we were falling asleep to Stabbing Westward and the drummer downstairs because you could hear the drums through like the bed because like it's right above the club, which wasn't really all that like annoying in a way because you're just sort of like, this is an interesting experience. Like I'm actually like I could just hear the drummer, like just mostly the drummer just drumming through the floor.
Oh my god.
It's cool. Yeah. It was cool.
Nice.
Yeah, Mary, are you going to Dark Force Fest? Like even just as an attendee?
No, I'm not going to that one. Why are you going to that
I'm
one?
going to that one.
Yeah, I'll be at that one as well.
We're just fated to never meet Mari. It's fine.
Oh,
I'm kidding. We will.
It's
We
so
will.
sad. I know. You have to do my makeup. What's going on? She does good makeup.
Thank you. You're so sweet.
I know. No, I'm serious though. Like at some point, I've never like had like I don't really do stuff like that. Like I'm not girly enough to be like, will someone do my makeup? Like I'm so like the type of artist that I am is so like I grew up like I always talk about this, but like I always grew up like with people that I looked up to, like PJ Harvey and like Tori Amos, and there was a sort of like grungy aspect to music then, like not necessarily that it was a grunge style, but there was more natural, like everybody
it was raw.
kind of just. Yeah, it was raw. Oh my god, that's the perfect. It was raw.
It was raw.
And I still kind of look to that and be like, you know what? Because back in the day when women got successful, it wasn't off of their appearance because you'd never really see photos of them, or there was no like cell phone cameras, so maybe you'd see some bootleg of someone who brought a video camera into a concert, but you'd never like the success was never around the look of the person ever. I mean, it was really about the skill and talent, and I do feel like, oh man, I still kind of like run with that. I'm like, oh no, you know what? Like a lot of times I just want to go out and perform and just like sweats and a t-shirt and just be like, this is so, you know what I mean?
Yeah, almost like that punk DIY energy, kind of.
Totally.
Like grungy punk DIY, like let me just come up here, be comfortable, do my thing, say what I gotta say, and we can all hang out afterwards and have fun.
I think it was Lady Gaga just recently did something like that where she just went out and she was like in like a white t-shirt and jeans, and it just no dressed up, just kind of like, and I just kind of love like I just love that idea of just kind of going out and just. But I still do love a good makeup. And if someone takes the time to put their makeup on, I am like, you did great. It looks amazing. And I always have to compliment and just say like, wow, your makeup looks amazing. But I don't like, sometimes I feel like it gets a little over like it's too much. Like,
I could see that. Yeah. I actually stopped wearing a whole heavy bead of makeup like during the pandemic at some point, and then I tried to do what I used to do like afterwards, like a year or two later, and it was just like, whoa, nope. We got to baby step back into this.
I go out of my way to compliment makeup because I have seen. Oh, absolutely! I have seen the time and the skill it takes. I couldn't do that fucking shit. Like it takes. So I am always in awe of the effort and everything. So yeah, and that's a pro tip to anybody listening: compliment makeup. It takes fucking time and effort. Like
it's forever.
Sure. I know, like I think about it every day, like, because I wake up and I usually put my liquid eyeliner on and stuff, and like I'm really quick at it now. And that's like, it's sort of like second nature to me. And I'm just like, wow, I can't believe how long I've been doing this. Sometimes I just think about it. And I'm like, I literally paint my face every day before I go out. Like, what is that? That's such a weird thing. But it's like, it's just so something I just do now. I don't even think about it. But it's crazy.
You gotta get your war face on before you go out.
Yeah. I always do my eyes. And then, what's funny is I start to do my makeup and I'm like, I'm not going to wear that much today. And then I'm like, maybe just a little bit of eyeliner. And then it starts to just be like, all right, I can't stop there. I got to do the whole damn thing. And it happens every time. You're just kind of like taught that's, but again, I miss the 90s so much. I miss the 80s and the 90s. I miss that, like, less Instagram photo famous kind of thing. I feel like because there's so much focus on that, we're really missing a lot of pieces of like maybe people that deserve to have the spotlight, but maybe might not have the appearance that people want. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just
I would love
a
to
thought.
go back to the days where I got my makeup from Hot Topic and they were just like neon pink, like paint pots that I would use my finger and wipe across my eye and think that was
Oh
perfectly
yes,
fine. Like,
yes, the finger
I
swipe.
miss that.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
I
It's
hear
a
you.
business.
I hear you. I am inclined to very much agree with everything you're saying. I'm not very knowledgeable about music history and things like that necessarily, so
Mhm.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. I hear you and
Definitely,
agree.
definitely. It's
I
so funny. Sorry, go on. Sorry.
No, it is okay. I will be the voice of dissent to say that I am a very anti-establishment sort of a person, and so I will almost always play devil's advocate when it comes to and I don't mean this in an offensive way or as a slight or anything, but of like kind of romanticizing how things used to be.
Mhm.
On the one hand, I do agree with you. We had great artists like Tori Amos and PJ Harvey and sort of people who emerged primarily because of their talent. The fact that they were somewhat easy on the eyes helps, right? Like, sure, they maybe not didn't skyrocket like a Madonna or whatever. But I don't know. Was it really better then? Like, my gut reaction is to be like, no, and to like want to say no. But I don't know if I'm not qualified to give that as a solid response. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not confident in that answer. So, but I do
I
tend to
think,
want to say that
yeah.
maybe it was, I don't know, maybe it's better now. I would hope. Fuck, I don't know.
I honestly I get what you're saying. Like I'm not one person to like judge, okay, like what the kids are doing these days are so much worse than what we'd
Sure.
but I am one to like find the goodness in the old stuff just because I feel like I don't know, maybe even just mentioning it is a good idea because there's a lot of people that don't remember that. And like
Mhm.
the majority it's funny like as we get older like we are like aging out of the like I'm like, "Oh, that's not made for me." Like I'm like people are like, "I don't like Taylor Swift. I don't like this." Like that's not for you. That's for all the young people coming up. Like you had your time. You
Yeah.
had your Spice Girls and Britney Spears. Like this is that for now,
Sit
you know?
down, old man. The Taylor
Yeah, so
Swift is playing.
I try not to like I try not to kind of rag on like what's now because it's
Sure.
like yes, there's some good things about now, but I do miss like, I almost, like I miss, like, waiting in line for an album or to drop or,
Remember when you
being
had to
outs
buy concert tickets in person?
Oh,
that
fuck.
too. There was
Yeah.
just something about that waiting, like, when not everything was at your fingertip that would made it so much more, like, satisfying once
Gross.
you got it, you know what I mean?
What the
No, I
fuck's
need
wrong
my
with you?
instant gratification, Mari.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
yeah,
No,
fucking
just
go back to where you came from. Like, get back in your cave. And your fucking
I know,
mail
right?
order CDs. Get out of here.
I know,
I
I know,
actually used to collect all those little ticket stubs from like concerts and movies and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
have a little
Oh,
box in the
yes.
house around here somewhere.
Yeah.
That's
I
amazing,
used
that's
to do that
amazing. I
too.
love that.
I'd save movie
That's
tickets and
yeah,
shit.
like a
Yeah,
little badge
little
of honor, like
memories.
Yeah.
yeah.
Not now. Movie
It's like,
tickets go immediately into the trash as soon as I have my seat.
I got an app.
Oh.
They're in the
You
app.
Did you guys see that movies are like they charge you by the movie now? Did you see that?
What? No. What are you
Are you
talking
guys
about?
experiencing that? Okay, so like the movie theater near us, like I went to the movies with my mom to see Barbie, and this was like a couple months ago or whatever it came out. They
Mhm.
charged us by the movie. So it was different prices for different movies and the
What?
experience that you would get. You had to almost purchase the experience of whatever it was, but some of the theaters had like vibrating seats. Some of the theaters had like seats that recline, so you paid extra for that. Like, depending upon what
Interesting.
theater and what movie and now the
And
woman told
probably
me
the
at the movie
time.
right? The lady at the movie theater told me that they no longer charge a flat rate for movies. Like, each movie reel that they get, they have to charge differently for how much the costs are for these reels. So you'll have to pay more for some movies than others, which I was like, "What is going on?"
That's
That
That's
just broke
weird.
my brain.
yeah, that's a good way
That's
for me to
breaking my
not come
brain.
back. Like
Wait a minute, Brian. Wait a minute. Don't. Maybe it's better than the old ways.
Oh, fuck off. You. How dare you? How dare you? No, fucking, I don't know, maybe. Like, that sounds terrible. That sounds awful. How dare you?
Like, I was like,
Don't challenge me on my own
Yeah,
show,
yeah.
Mary.
I have to play devil's advocate here. I was so shocked by that. Like, I couldn't believe it. But so it did definitely discourage me going back to the movies. And I'm like, I don't know. Next time, I'm
mean,
not sure.
I'm okay with springing a couple extra bucks for like assigned reclining seats. Like, I go to like the bougie movie theater here in town. I almost got mugged at the fucking other one, so I tend to favor the bougie one for that reason. But yeah, like, you know, I'm okay with that, but like, you know, trying to like milk me of extra dollars for all these additional things is like, that's not my thing. No thanks.
Yeah, and like, I don't know. And but no, I will say they have made some leaps and bounds with the popcorn thing. Like, that is wild. So now you get a popcorn. They used to say, and I don't put butter on my popcorn at all because the oil is already
you think
butter.
you're too good
Like,
for it?
No, I just don't, because it makes me sick.
That's
So
fair.
like, but they have this thing now where you go and you actually take your popcorn and you go put as much butter as you want. It is a spring of butter. You just put it underneath and it starts to pump the butter on top. And it is wild, crazy, because you could
I
like
think we have
literally.
one of those in ours.
Oh, okay. This may be a very, like I said,
think it's a newer thing, like maybe like a post-pandemic thing here. I've only been in Boston for like, I don't know, it hasn't been too long, but yeah, I know what you're talking about with those.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm not a big fan of too much oil and or butter. Like, not a fan of that mouthfeel of like, ooh, I'm all, you know, slippery and gooey.
And your fingers get all icky.
Yeah, no.
I can't handle it anymore. I can't. Like, my stomach cannot handle it. Like, that's the one. Maybe it was better before. No, just joking. It was better before, for sure. My stomach, at least, Brian. So that's
right.
You know, there's things that were better before.
I'm glad. Thanks for putting me in my fucking place about that.
Yep. So that's about
wonderful.
it with the movie.
Yeah, movie theaters. Anyway, the point I was gonna have you on to the show originally to talk about. I was originally, the plan was to discuss male sexuality. Why that? I fucking don't know. I was like, oh, I want to talk about something serious, something juicy, something with like complex parts and components that we could like get some interesting discussion going. My interest in that faded almost immediately. So
amazing.
So
now it's just buttered popcorn at the movies.
So now we're just talking about So now it's fucking makeup. It's going to the movies. It's, you know, how things used to be good and or shitty. Who knows? It's
perspective, baby.
Yeah. Perspective. Yeah. Thank you. So anyway, I don't know what else. I didn't really honestly have any questions for you or anything. I know you're.
Oh my god!
Because I was like,
you took.
I took what? What you were going to call me out on something?
Took my Sunday night, my precious time.
You weren't doing anything.
No question. You're right. Oh man, I used to though. I used to have plans. Yeah, no, I'm full on, like, you know, I'm in mom mode, you know, put my daughter to bed and all that stuff, you know, like life is about her, you know, that's like
how old is
my
she?
whole life she's 8 years old.
Oh my god.
She's amazing. I love watching her grow
they're
up.
great when they're 8.
I gotta say, it is amazing to watch this. This is a lot of where all this used to be good isn't really good anymore kind of things come, because when you're like seeing it in your face, you're like, oh, like my daughter's never known a world without the internet, which is like really creepy and weird.
That's weird
and, like,
to think about. I get it, but it's so like jarring to think about.
We watched Honey, I Shrunk the Kids the other night, which I wanted her to see that so much because I miss Rick Moranis and he's not around anymore. And I'm like, no, come back. Rick Moranis was so cool, and so was Chevy Chase. But according to Tom, he's kind of an asshole. So, but I still miss him as an actor. I miss all these old actors. So Mila loved Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Did you guys know that like those sets that they did for that movie, like the amount of time they put in, that thing cost, I think it was like I forget I think it was like 18 million.
Yeah,
And this was this was
astronomical for the time. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I mean, if you look at that movie, and you watch it again, you'll realize like how like complex. Like they did like the ant scene. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. Have you?
I
A
saw
long time ago.
it in theaters. In fact,
Oh my
That's
God,
so
okay.
cool.
It was
Like I
18
I'm
remember
that
the
old.
bullet
It's not
point
that cool.
highlight points. Don't ask me
It was
about
18 million.
details.
Okay.
It was a
that's
great
fine.
movie. It had a budget of 18 million when it was filmed. It
That's so
made
crazy.
222 million. And
My
this was
God.
back in 1989. Can you imagine how many people
Oh
went
my
to see this
God.
movie?
Yeah.
That's wild.
I was one of them.
The
I was
tickets were
such
like $4.
I was a young little chap then.
Yeah, I would too.
It blew my mind though. It was fucking crazy. I did
Wait
get
a minute,
scared
how
during
old
the
are
ant
you?
scenes. Oh fuck, I don't know.
Mari, how much did it make again?
Made 222 million, and this was in
222.
1989. So you can only imagine how much, because the tickets were really
Oh,
cheap then.
I'm Googling.
Mhm.
Don't you worry.
Yeah, so it was a really great movie. Loved it. Watched it again. Was just as like thrilled about it. Like they do that. There's this part where they ride this ant because
Yeah.
they're in the backyard, and they shrink down and they ride the ant, and they made the ant like they
Yeah.
made it like with
It was all
animatronics and stuff.
practical effects and stuff. Yeah, it was crazy.
Right, like
I got
you can
so sad when the
appreciate.
ant died. I like cried my eyes out. I was 6.
Oh,
I did the math just now. I was 6 years old and I saw this in theaters, and it was amazing, but it like broke my heart like a little bit. But yeah.
oh yeah. I was actually too young to see it. There were a little bit apart in age,
Oh
right, but
yeah,
not by
is that right? You were too young. You
yeah,
were like, I wasn't
yeah.
even born yet when this movie
I'd like
was.
to say that, like, just to like knock people off their block. Like, how old is Mary? Like, oh, is she? And I'm like, I'm still 20.
Right. Yeah. I. It shows. I mean, you're still pretty new.
Yeah,
I
I
think
am.
we celebrated my parents' like 30th birthday like 100 times. There's so many times. Like, that
It's
doesn't make sense,
weird.
Mom, but fine.
Whatever
I
you
still
wanna
try to
believe.
stay like I I still try to stay current with like my daughter will tell me things like in like now speak. Like she'll be like, Mom, that was savage." Like she loves to say that it's savage. Like if I say something, like if I say a little like quip, and I say a little like, like I'll be like I'll make a little joke towards her that's kind of like, ripping at her a little bit. She'll be like, "Mom, you're so savage." She like, she'll use like little terms with me, and I like it.
Adorable.
I like to keep up on it. I'm just like, because like Riz and stuff is happening, and you got to learn all the language so you can speak with your children or your youngsters around you. You have to keep up with it, and I love it. I think it's so funny because when I say it, it just seems so weird.
I
I love it.
Oh, same. I adore it. I use whatever lingo will make me laugh. But then I worry sometimes because I'll start using something that I'm like, people who say this are stupid, and then I will use it, ironically, too much, and then I'm like, wait, am I just a person who says this now? And I worry too sometimes that I do. I've also been trying to break myself of saying brother and man because I feel like they uphold the patriarchy. But
Oh,
whatever.
okay. Yeah. Like I keep saying it's a vibe, and that is so stupid.
Love
And I
that.
don't know
It's
why
a
you say
vibe.
it. The vibe, like, oh my God. I like catch myself doing it, and I'm like, how old are you? I'm looking at the mirror. I'm trying to figure it out. But anyways, yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
There's some really cool, there's just some really on point, like, no cap,
Yeah, for real.
whatever they say these days. It's real. Yeah, it's good. Um, yeah. So
Yeah.
8 years old. It's a good time.
Yeah. No, I mean,
love
it must be like scary for you in a way as a parent to sort of see, to be grateful that some of the obstacles that you faced growing up as a woman, that some of those are maybe gone, but there's like a whole new
Oh my
subset
God, yeah.
of things to try and
Yeah.
have to contend with.
I'm terrified of
like-
having kids. Absolutely terrified. I don't want to do it. I've never wanted to do it. So
then don't. Yeah,
commend
then
to
don't.
you. Like I have too much anxiety. Like I'm too scared. So like
It's
props
an anxious
to you.
process.
Oh
It's
my
anxious.
gosh.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
as an anxious person myself, I would say it is tough because like
I
they depend
bet.
on you so much. Like it's
Mhm.
like from the point of which they are born. And I haven't seen it let up just yet. I mean, she's only 8, but for 8 years of my life, I mean, I get up, I go to bed at night with the responsibility of another human being. I mean, that's a lifelong commitment.
That's a lot. Yeah,
It's a lot.
literally.
Yeah, and people romanticize it, you know, they
They do.
Hallmark movie it, and then
Mhm.
when they are faced with the reality, there's a lot of mixed feelings. I mean, there's it's I will say that we live in a world of duality. There's good and bad to every situation. When you have children, you know, you have some of the best moments of your life, you know, but you have some of the most scary moments of your life. You have the most agonizing moments of your life. You have, you know, there's a lot of mixed feelings about
A
it. I mean, it
wide
can
range
be
of emotions, I bet.
absolutely, especially if, you know, what women go through when they're pregnant and, you know, like, you know,
Yeah.
postpartum is a real thing that they don't talk about it enough, I swear.
Oh,
Because women,
yeah.
you know, their bodies really your body shifts when you have a child, like, hormonally, like, a lot,
Mhm.
and, it's a lot to get back on track after that. I had anemia, like, severely after I had my daughter, and I had the deepest depression I've ever had in my life after I had her, and the sad part about it was, is like, when I had her, I just imagined everything was gonna be really beautiful and happy and light, and it was really, really
Yeah.
tough, and I really struggled with it, and it took me a long time to adjust to being a mom, and I would say it definitely took over a year to where I was, like, feeling, once I started taking iron because I was severely anemic, that changed my, like, a lot of my depression around a lot, but it was hard. It was a very hard thing to get used to because when babies are little, they just cry, cry, cry. There's not really a it's not so much of like you're dealing with a person to person situation. It's like almost like a person to little crying, eating, pooping machine type of situation. And it's tough, you know, it's tough, especially if, you know, your life was very stable and you were used to getting up and going to bed, and because you don't sleep that first year of having a baby, you don't sleep. I tell people that all the time. It's really hard. It scares me in a way to think there are people walking around as new parents, and getting into cars and I'm driving around them, and like, because you're just so out of it, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's
Oh, see, that's
hard.
another thing I'm afraid of. I actually don't drive either because I think that's also very terrifying. And again, the whole anxiety thing, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
nope.
if you ever need any tips about
I can't.
anxiety, AJ, I've had my life is full of it. So yeah, I had panic disorder when I was like 23. I was diagnosed with panic disorder, and I was a long way crawling myself out of that, and I'm doing really well now. But you know, I was on medication for a long time, and that was kind of a bit of a, especially if you're prone to anxiety after you
Mhm.
have a baby, a lot of times that triggers, you know,
Yeah,
because
that makes
postpartum,
sense.
yeah, it really
Mhm.
does. Yeah, it makes it more difficult. But
Yeah.
like I said, having my daughter was the best choice I ever made in my life. She's changed me as a person. She's made me more humble. She's made me more, uh, you know, she's shown me a lot of the areas of myself where I need to improve. You know, my patience and my, empathy and my, my selfishness that used to be there, as a lot of it's gone, and I feel I'm better for her for knowing her. So I owe
Mhm.
her everything, you know.
That's really
I've heard a
But
sweet.
couple
yeah.
of women say about like the
Mm.
postpartum thing that you had. A couple of my female friends have
Mhm.
had the same thing go on with them, and yeah, about a year for them too. But they basically said the same thing that you said too, with the
Mhm.
positive parts too. That like, yeah, it was really tough, but like in a way, it was almost worth it. Like
Sure.
nobody should like. I genuinely believe that endocrinology should actually be a part of your routine like checkup.
Mm.
Especially with women, our periods, you know, pregnancy, like all of our hormonal changes, like that should genuinely be included in our general care with our primary care physicians. But that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, they
Oh,
like I've
sure.
that's a very common thing I've heard from not a lot of people. I don't know a lot of pregnant people, but
Right. You feel
yeah.
guilty in a way though. Like when you feel that way, I always tell women, like, don't feel guilty. Like if you have a bad day and you're
Your
just
body
like,
is
oh
just
my God,
being your
what is
body.
Mm.
right? And if like
Yeah.
sometimes you're just like, whoa, what did I do? Like because when you hit a baby, it's like a train hit your life because it's
Right.
just it's every 2 hours, Brian, AJ.
I
It's every
bet.
two
Oh
hours
my
you're
God.
up feeding
I
a
bet.
child for months. I mean, you just
Yeah.
feel like you're like, oh my God, what I had, what I was like, and also like you
I can't even
redefine yourself.
imagine.
Mhm.
You know, like you're like, am I a mom now? Am I the person I
Right.
was? Like, who
You're
am I now?
you're
Like,
Like
giving
where
up
does
a
this
lot of your
newness
time.
fit? Yeah.
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
your the way you've identified yourself changes. But you find your way back, and you start like I started taking photography and doing that when my daughter was like 2. I started just getting really deep into photography, and I started doing like on Friday nights I would go out and I'd shoot this club, and I loved it, and it was something for me, like it was something to kind of take back my individuality, because I had given so much to being a mom, right up front. And I just kind of wanted little, like maybe once a week, like to go out to do one thing that was just for me. And I always tell people who've had children, like do one thing, like pick a hobby, do it, like try to see how much you can do that at least once a week, and just know that that's that day that you go out and you're not mom right then, you're who you were. You know what I mean?
One
So
thing I wanted to just interject here is
Sure.
that I think is just worth mentioning is that having a child is you're committing yourself to a relationship, and I think it's important to know your own limits and to be willing to say I don't want one. Like I don't want to enter into this relationship, and that's the thing that I think a lot of women need to be honest with themselves about, is that like, and don't give in to pressure. Like if you're with a partner who's like, oh, but you're supposed to make babies for me, like who gives a shit, yo? Like if you
Yeah.
don't want one, and thinking long and hard about what you are, I don't want to say giving up, right? Because that's that sounds a little grim, but
Because there's a lot to gain as well.
right, there's a
Yeah.
lot to gain, exactly, but you are sacrificing a path before you that is different, right? And if you don't want the one of being a mom and giving up this time and taking the time to invest in making another person, that's okay. Like it's perfectly fine for you to not want that. And I think more people and more women should be willing to say that and verbalize it. So
Yeah, I love it. I think it's not for everybody, and I honestly think too,
Yeah.
it's like I said before, it's a lifelong thing. It's a thing every day and for the rest of your life. So it's like one of those like irreversible,
right.
like it is what it is. And some people feel like claustrophobic or maybe even
Yeah. It
suffocated by
makes me
that notion.
claustrophobic thinking about it, because like I'm a big true crime fan. I love horror movies, I love sci-fi movies, so of course I'm thinking in my head like, oh, I got this adorable little child, looks just like me, she's my best friend in the whole world, I'm taking her to the public pool, and all of a sudden she's gone, because like
Oh
y-
no.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like my head just gets into like, just there's so much risk with kids that my anxiety just goes into these like places where I'm like, that's not an anxiety that I'm going to easily be able to get over, so let's just avoid it altogether and not have a child.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what
I mean, like the cool part, I will definitely say, like leaning back, Brian, to what you were saying about having a child and then realizing, like, oh, life is different now. Things are different. She's growing up in a different kind of world. I will say, I have a lot of the same kind of trauma feelings about the way women were treated while I was growing up, because right now, especially in my teens and 20s, women that are in their teens and 20s right now, the world is opening for them in a way that I never anticipated. But I still carry a lot of that trauma from like missed opportunities, not being able to climb in creative field, or feeling stunted, or feeling low self-esteem about things, that in a way where I feel like the world is a bit more open to women now, way more accepting. And in a way, like I'm excited that my daughter is going to be a woman in the world that is coming, not saying everything about the world is great right now, but just saying like in the realm of women, I do feel like there are more opportunities. And I told my daughter even just this night, I was like, I said, Mila, the goth industrial scene is waiting for you. All my fans will be coming here. That is my legacy child. Just keep taking those singing lessons.
A legion
That's
of
funny you say
old
legacy
goths will be
child.
waiting for you when you.
I love that you say legacy child, because I always joke around that like, yeah, sure, I'll have a kid if I'm birthing a nepo baby.
Oh yeah,
Like, because then we'll have enough money, right?
Right.
At least, and then like your kid's gonna have all this legacy. It's gonna be like everyone's gonna be looking out for your daughter. It'll be great.
Right.
I love it. I'm like just I'm
The
kind
goth
of
fam.
half joking. I'm half joking because I don't really see any like new. Well, I do slightly see some younger goths, but for the most part, I observe goths in their
I
30s, 40s.
You know what makes me
50s.
so happy? Okay, so last summer I went to the MFA with a couple of friends, but I was sitting on the little stairs waiting for them to come,
What's
like,
the
meet me
MFA?
there. Sorry,
Museum of Fine Arts.
Museum of Fine Arts here in
Okay, thank you.
Boston.
All right, thank you.
Sorry. Sorry. But I was sitting out there waiting for my friends and I saw like I'm in my little cute little black outfit and I see this little baby bat. She had to be like 13 years old with these little cat ears and her hair was black and pink and she had her little like punk goth outfit on and we did that little like nod thing towards each other like, "Hey little baby bat." I love seeing little baby bats in public.
Yes.
So,
And don't they
So cute.
love? Sorry,
No,
I'm
go ahead.
like Brian. This is not about you anymore, Brian. This is AJ and I. So.
Okay, all right. I'll shut the fuck up then. Finally, a man is gonna shut his fucking mouth and just let
Love
women
it.
talk. Allow me.
No, go on, Brian. Go on.
No, it's fine. I was just gonna add that one of my oldest friends, her daughter is like maybe 16, 17, something like that, and is like discovered Joy Division not long ago, and is just like
No.
a total like goth nerd over Joy Division and Vision Video and like things like that. So yeah, there's hope. There's a future out there for it. Just we
I feel
just
like
need.
they're all My Chemical Romance fans, though, unfortunately, or something like that.
I mean, they don't
It's
know any
weird.
better. It's
It's very.
I'm not
strange.
too mad
Like,
at that, but I get
it's
it.
fine.
I get
These
it.
are jokes.
okay,
People
yeah,
are
I
allowed to like
get
what
it.
they like.
Mainstream.
No, they're not.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
Actually, fucking no.
I will say though that I think that for some reason our scene just gets overlooked. Like, and I don't, it makes me so sad because there's like this very niche amount of people that know the music here. And then I feel like it just doesn't extend into the mainstream. That's a very sad reality, which I feel like, do you guys also observe that as well? Or
I like such a wide variety of music sometimes. So like right now I'm very into wave music, so I'm kind of like removed from our scene a little
me
bit.
too, AJ. Me too.
Yeah.
What do you listen
So
to?
oh my god, lots of my number one artist this year was Truth with a V, TRVTH, because apparently
Oh,
there's another Truth who does like dubstep, I think it was. Anyway, but a lot
I've
of
never
that,
heard
a lot of
someone say
Shade.
wave before, though. Who
Yeah.
is it?
Shade is a good one. It's SHXDE.
Okay.
Remnant
Memory.
XE or EX.
Okay, I've heard that.
I can't
Oh, I know
remember
that one.
Yes.
which one it is. Yeah,
EXE,
love
IXE.
EXE. Yeah, there it is. Lots of
You ever-
Skeller.
Oh my god, I love Skeller. What about
Himanu.
Climax? Yeah,
Yeah.
Climax.
Yes. Yes.
Vacant is also really good.
Okay, I
You
haven't
like
heard of them.
Barnacle Boy?
I love that name.
Yeah. Oh, you never heard? Oh, okay, yeah, Barnacle
That
Boy.
name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Were they popular in like 2010s?
Well, that's
Like
what.
way
Did you know
early on?
that the genre of wave, AJ, is actually is referred to as a micro niche genre. It started in 2014 in London.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's very, very baby genre. So I'm actually really surprised of you mentioning it because when I stumbled upon it, because I started listening to this this podcast, streaming thing called Liquid Ritual, and
Mhm.
I just kind of
Oh,
found it one
yeah, I know
day.
what you're talking
You know
about. I
Liquid
kind of just
Ritual?
found that one day too. Yeah.
Yeah, so you gotta listen. You gotta go. Wave Mob was the
Mhm.
first wave genre. Climax is the founder of that genre.
Oh, nice.
And Wave Mob is the record label that he founded, and then started kind of bringing artists in for that.
Mhm.
And then it sort of kind of went off from that point. But yeah, Liquid Ritual was one of those ones, and there's another one called oh gosh, I can't.
Come on, Murray. I got my Spotify open.
Just
No, I'm
wait a
just
minute.
kidding.
You see like it's called oh god, I found a lot of it on SoundCloud, which is weird because I don't really
That's
go on there
interesting.
anymore. But that's where I
Yeah.
found Liquid Ritual. And then the other one, there's another one that streams from there, and it's funny because the guy who runs this, he's like somewhere maybe in Wisconsin or something really strange. Like he's not in a place
Interesting.
where
Like you would
you'd like
expect.
right. But yeah,
Like
Yeah,
some
I got.
town in the middle of nowhere, probably.
We're gonna have to
Like
exchange
Reno.
wave artists.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways, yes, I love wave music. I went through and I still go
Mhm.
through just that motion, like that bass, like that Reese bass, that sort of like that just has that sort of
Mhm.
like windy sound to it. I love
Yeah.
that. I love those trap drums on top.
Yes. I love
I love
hi-hats.
it.
I love some good
Yeah,
hi-hats too. I
really
love
good
trap
ticky
music too.
hi-hat.
Love some good
That's what I
hi-hats.
love.
I also like when when wave artists use sounds that sound like they could be in a sci-fi movie. Remnant does that a lot in a couple of
Yes,
songs, I think. Like I love his
yes.
sound.
Yeah,
It's
oh
really
my
cool.
God, so cool. Yeah, it's funny because Remnant is actually Liquid Ritual puts out serum
Nice.
presets from Remnant, and
Oh,
there's
nice.
Careful, and there's yeah, I know. You know what my dream is, to have one of them do a remix for me, but I've reached out before and they're like, no one ever reaches back to me because it's like our genres don't cross into each other.
Sure,
Right.
sure.
So, like, I'm a big fan. Anyways, yeah.
The one thing I was going to add, just in regards to, not that, my opinion matters, but
It does,
uh,
actually. I know you're a man and all, but it does matter.
thanks, AJ.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you seeing me as a person, and
Yeah, you're a person, but only you.
but only me. I've earned it. But no, what I was going to say is, I think the goth scene seems so stale and blasé and boring and dead is because, like, I think that goth nights attract the people who have risen to the top of, like, this is the hardcore, right? These are the people who are, like, in it, like, they dress it almost every day, right? Or as much as they can.
Mhm.
So I think we're seeing the people who are really interested in going out. I think there's a much bigger, quiet majority that would not self-identify as a goth or rivet head or whatever name you want to pick, because they are just people and they just listen to what they like,
Where
and
I'm at.
wherever it may come from is where it comes from. And I mean, that's kind of in a space where I find myself, but
Yeah.
I think that's why when people say, like, goth is dying, it's like, I think the manner in which we promote this thing has to change, because we
Yeah.
can't just be like, come to the goth night. It's a bunch of 40-year-old goths who are going to get bitchy when you don't know who this band is. No thanks.
Love it. Or like wear the top hat and the goggles and just be like, "Milady," and you're
Yeah.
like, "No thanks."
Yeah. We're not looking for that experience either. So yeah, I think it's more that, I mean, maybe I'm talking out my fucking ass. What do I know? But I just think we need to
No, I
like
love
freshen it
that.
up.
I
It's
love
fucking stale
that,
and old.
Ryan. That
No,
was
you're not
such a
wrong.
good thought. That was a good thought. That was amazing.
Thanks. Thank you. I appreciate this
There's
validation.
been like a couple of things that I like that have been like popped up every now and again, and I'd ask around, be like, "Oh, what's this about? What's this about?" And then like a couple of people will be like, "You won't like that. It's just a bunch of older people. It's music that hasn't come out in the past 30 years." Like, like that kind of
Oh,
thing.
I
And I'm
know.
just like, I'm not going. I'm not. All right, fine. I guess I'm
I
not
love
going.
it. I just feel like you go out less, like, as you age. Like, I mean, come on. I mean, I'm
Right,
a
which is why I
homebody.
want like to find like if we freshened it up, it would maybe be more worth it to me, I guess.
See,
I don't know.
I have
don't
been
know.
going out a lot more as I've gotten older, because I didn't when I was younger. And so I'm like catching up
Interesting.
on like experiences that I missed out on. However, I do like, it does feel like it needs to be a little bit worth it. Like, yeah,
Tell me a
spice
little.
it up. Yeah, sell me, like, titillate
I
me.
want to
Make me
yes,
excited
yeah.
to go to this thing.
tease me a little.
Yeah. Make up
Just a
Oh,
little.
yeah.
like make up genres, make up names, fucking tell people it doesn't matter. Like, definitely don't have a dress code. Get out of here. Fucking what year is
I
it?
was thinking about whether or not I wanted to mention something like that, but like I don't like being told what to do with my clothes. So if a place has a strict dress code, I'm like, no, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, agreed.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
If you're
yeah.
all
I
like
don't know about that.
black only, I got
Like
better
I
things
don't
to do.
care if people are like suggested black only or suggested XYZ, like whatever, that's fine. I don't care, but don't tell me what to do definitively.
Yeah.
I
When
don't
played
know.
Mechanismus, I dressed head to toe in white because I was just
Yeah.
like, you know
Love
what?
that.
I am not wearing any, like, I don't, I totally, I agree 100%. I hate that. I think it's really stupid. And I think it really keeps people from, I also think, like, I don't know how you guys feel about this because I'm not down on anything, but I feel like sometimes like they mix the fetish people in with other things. And I think some people are not really into that. And I can
Yeah.
see how like somebody's not really into that and coming to like see music or like dance, maybe like, not for me. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I
Yeah.
think sometimes that scares people off a little bit too.
Mhm. Especially if they're
Yeah.
not familiar with like what the I feel like I've talked to someone who even said that about burlesque, and it was just that they didn't know what burlesque actually was. And
Sure,
like by
sure.
the time after talking to them, it was like, oh, that's no big deal, like it's fine. But that kind of like exactly what you said is like maybe they just don't know what it
Yeah,
actually
exactly.
is or what's going on, or maybe the promoter or event people holding the event isn't making it clear enough, or like something like that. Maybe I don't know.
The other thing I want to offer really quick. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, AJ. Are you
Yes,
finished?
you do,
or-
and it's okay.
Okay. Were you finished with your thought? Sorry, I didn't.
Yes, I was.
Okay.
No, it's
I'm just double checking. I just wanted to like jump in
You're-
really quick, but
see,
not like.
This
walk
is why
over.
you're a person.
Thank you.
You're so sweet to me.
Thanks.
Oh man,
Thanks for seeing me. I appreciate it. But now the other thing I just wanted to jump in and say, as far as like goth nights and all this kind of shit too, is and like the fetish and like catering to like these very specific sort of aesthetics too, is that like make people feel welcome. Like there was a thing that came through here, and I think it was like a traveling tour or something, and it was the Shrek rave, right? And it
Love
looked,
it.
It
What?
looked ridiculous.
Love it.
It
I
was
want to
like
go to one.
it was
so
like
bad.
they're playing stupid techno, and they're like, wear, the poster was like, wear a costume, don't wear a costume. Who
They
cares?
don't care.
And like the
They
whole
don't
point of
care.
it was just like, who gives a shit? Just show up and dance. And like, I think that's the vibe that we really need to start selling
Yeah.
and putting out
I
there.
love that.
Is that, it doesn't matter what you're into, just show up and dance. There's going to be music on. There's going to be people to talk to. It's fun.
And
You're
people are
welcome
going to be
here.
dressed up like Shrek at that thing. Like that's just so funny.
I mean, Goth
Oh my
Night,
I want to go to
Goth Night and Shrek Night are almost the same thing. If you really want
I used to
clothing as a costume,
Yeah.
all right? We're not going
No,
home.
I used to do like I told you before, I got like really deep into photography and stuff, and there used to be this night that I used to go and photograph, and it was all ravers, and they'd have different themes all the time where they dress up as
Ravers
like
are so cool.
candy. Oh my god, can I tell you something?
Yes.
And I don't mean to be like this. Sometimes
like
I
it.
feel like that people in our scene can be a little bit of a bummer. When I went to the raves show, like when I went to the rave nights, you wouldn't believe, and I mean, I would say about 20%. And it's funny because my friend Josh and I, we would shoot these nights and stuff, and we kind of decided by the end of it, 'cause I did it for a long time, that about 20% of people were on something, but everybody else was not. And I will tell you, I have never gotten more hugs in my life. I have never gotten more smiles in my life. People happy to be alive. It was really I always tell people, like, you need to just journey outside of your scene just a little bit, just to see what's out there,
Just a little
for a
bit.
second. You don't have to be into it fully, but just check out
Just
the
go
people
with a
that
friend
group.
somewhere.
Yeah, go to a different group of people hanging out and just see how that the interactions are. It was so cool. Like, it was so positive. It was like the most
Ravers are
supportive.
so cool.
Yeah,
I
they were
bet.
lovely. I miss it. Honestly, I
Ugh.
do miss it. I just loved how it was a big family. Everybody was so nice. And I do feel like we have that. We do have that. But then I'm like, oh, and then like I went to this other show and it was like Velvet After Christ or something. And I shot that show and I was like, oh, it's not as positive in this.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
I'm
the
just saying.
lyrics to Velvet as a Christ songs alone. Like,
I know, right? I know. I'm like, what'd you expect, Mary? What'd you expect? But I seriously mean it. Like, I really think if you have a moment, go out to a club night for music that you don't really follow and just see how people group together, like see the dynamics. It's really cool. I went to a ska show to see the English Beat recently. I used to love ska. It used to be one of those things. I love punk and I loved
love
ska
that.
when I was a kid. And I used to go out and when I was in junior high and we go to these little punk rock shows at like VFWs and
heck
stuff.
yeah.
And you know what I mean? And it was
Yes.
so cool. Like everybody was so supportive and it was fun and skanking and all these like big band instruments with like, you got your saxophone, you get the trumpet, and it's like it's such a different vibe than our music, because like a lot of times people aren't really, it's like synthesizers, and it's not like a big like upright bass or something. You know what I mean? It's not like that kind of experience. But sometimes it's nice if you're a general music fan to go out and experience different crowds, different genres, and just see how people interact. It's nice.
Yeah. Go to an 80s night. I've done that frequently. Like, there's an 80s night here that has a band that plays New Wave Crave, and like they just play like, the hits, but they're fucking really good at it. And like,
That's so cool.
go see weird shit. Like, go do weird shit.
I love it.
I agree.
Do weird shit. Yeah, like just see, like, 'cause there's an audience out there for every, like, I took my daughter to see, we took Mila to see Frozen, on Broadway, and I went to took Mila to see Beetlejuice on Broadway, and I am not a musical fan. But if you go to a musical like today on Broadway, you will experience the absolute pinnacle of sound, light, talent, vocal talent,
costume design.
Costume design. You will see where it's come. Like, you'll remember where it's come from, and you'll see how it is now. And you will, if you're a music fan, if you're a sound fan, if you're a lights fan, you will have something that you'll go, I can't believe that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't.
Like, you'll find something to appreciate about it.
Absolutely. And like, you'll see, like, when I went to these Broadway musicals, they were sold out. I'm like, I didn't realize people even go to musicals anymore, but it was literally like
people
big
love
acts.
Broadway.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was like, what? So I was like, it was a big eye opener for me. And I'm like, oh man, it's cool. Like, it's so funny because we went to see Massive Attack a couple years ago in Boston. That place was sold out, and I couldn't believe.
Do you remember where?
It was if you were in Boston, we were probably at the same place. It was the what is it called? I forget the venue in Boston, but
that's okay. I was really more just wondering like how big the venue was, like if it was like
it was
music hall type big or like a big.
Oh no. It was what is it called? I can't remember. I'll look it up in a second.
But it was a big place, is what I was trying to ask.
Yes, it was a it was a big commercial place. It wasn't. Wow. But I'll say, like, it was crazy because I'm like, who are all these people? Like, are you going to come to our show? Because I feel like
that's a good thing too. You can like meet new friends and like market yourself to like the right people as you meet them.
Just like drop CDs on the ground. Like, if anyone's got a CD player.
If anyone has a CD player, hey, listen, there's also a flea market about 2 blocks up. You can probably go get a CD player if you need one.
I'll drop Walkmans too.
Yeah.
I'll drop them all. But yeah, like it was wild. I just can't believe, if you just, it's really nice to go outside of, but then again, like that's where I come to that point where I was saying, I wonder why, we don't get a lot of, there's not a lot of mainstream crossover for us or like anything like commercial, and it stinks. I don't understand why that is. I'll never understand it.
One thing I just wanted to add really quick to what you were saying, Mary, is that like, but go see plays, like go see shows. Like I've never been to Broadway or anything, but I've seen performances in like local theaters and stuff, and it's a cool experience to like see something performed in front of you, like, and to be
one thing
you feel it's okay trying to interrupt me while I'm speaking like I'm not a person. It's fine. It's one thing to like watch a film, but it is something completely different to watch a performance that you were present for, because you feel more involved in it. You feel more present for it and more like a participant and less of a viewer. So I would encourage people to do that. Okay, you can talk now. Thanks.
Oh my God, thank you. I have permission from the man. Yes. No, I'm sorry about that. But no, I was just remembering the like best Broadway experience I'd ever had was actually Green Day's American Idiot album being performed, like cover to cover.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, as a performance. It was so cool.
That's so cool. Yeah, they love when they make like everything music. It was a Wang theater, by the way, AJ. I can't believe I couldn't remember that. I mean, Wang. Anyway, yes, it was there. That's how big it was. But anyways, yeah, I agree.
The world revolves around it.
Sometimes.
Yeah, like it was such a weird little creative thing. Like I would have never thought in my life that I'd ever be like, yeah, okay, I guess I'm gonna go see Green Day's American Idiot on Broadway. Like. But it was like, okay, yeah, let's have this experience. And it was so cool. I went in like, all right, let's just see where this takes us. And I just had the greatest time.
Yeah, it's cool. Like when you see like how professional people are. Like sometimes I'm like I say before, like I don't assume like I am the last person to say like, yes, I'm talent. Like I am okay. I have some skill. You know what I mean? Like I'm all right. I do what I do. I like to be creative. It's not great. I do okay at it. But because when I go to any of these things, it humbles the shit out of me when I watch the vocal skills of these people, or I see them playing an instrument and singing and having all of these abilities. I realize then like how yes, I'm okay, but I'm not it's a nice thing to, get put in your place a little bit and going, "Oh, wow, yeah, there's a lot of people." 'Cause, like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of greatness on this planet, and it's
Yeah.
nice, and sometimes, like, 'cause I look at other people, some people think that they're really great, and you're like, "Yo, like, were you
We
alive
all
in
know
the
someone
90s?"
like that, right? We've
Oh,
all
yes,
seen
we
something.
do.
We all,
Yes,
yeah.
we do.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like saying, "Yeah, you know what? Did you see, PJ Harvey, performing at, yeah, you see that? Like, like, where do you think you stand? Where are you on that level of 1 to 10? You know what I mean? Like, or did you see, this woman performing as Elsa and singing Let It Go and just being freaking like the best singer I think I've ever, like, just so good. Like, my tears came to my eyes just to watch. I'm telling you, tears came to my eyes just to hear the skill involved with how good that woman was singing that song. I couldn't believe it. So, but I love that in a way. It's nice to, especially with that. Another thing too is that like when you watch theater, like maybe you watch the Green Day musical, you see that some people like don't give up the dream. Like, because there's not always
Mhm.
kids in those things. There are people like in their
Yeah.
30s and 40s that are still pursuing and doing like incredible things. And sometimes, if you're in the arts or if you're in the creative field, you think, oh, I'm aging out. I'm aging out. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Especially around our age, I would think in your 30s. AJ, I don't know how old you are, but I'm
32.
38. I'm 38, but you start to kind of wonder how long your shelf life is. Like, are you
Right.
running out of time? But you see
Right.
that there are people that have continued on in their path in life, and they're doing quite well, and they're incredible performers. And like you said, Brian, you go see like a play or something, and you just see someone who's just maybe hone their skills so well, and you're like, oh wow, like that's really inspiring.
Right. And they're not one of the ones who filtered, who made it through all the universal filters to make it to the top. They are a
Mhm.
person who got stuck and still a magnificent talent and a thing that you'll feel rewarded that you got to see and be a participant of. And that's also
And
very true of a
yeah.
lot of like small indie bands. Like take a chance on artists you don't know. Like especially with all the we kind of started off the show talking about festivals and how we're going to see each other at these festivals. Go to festivals, like get a big sampling of things and like watch the openers, see who opens, like go see bands that like maybe nobody else is going to be there, see what it's all about. Like you
Yeah.
might see something that touches you or changes you, and that would be worth it. And you got to share something. Like it's cool. Like make the effort.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Definitely. And I
Mhm.
think honestly, I think it's what you just said, Brian, was like so, so, so important for anyone listening that's in the creative field. And maybe you're wondering, like, is it worth it? Am I not really getting anywhere? Like, this isn't like, remember, like, there are people, just because certain select people have been selected, maybe by luck, maybe in the right place, right time.
Mm.
I truly believe that, because don't be discouraged if your stuff isn't getting the attention that it gets, or that you want, or all these things, or maybe you're not getting where you think you should be, because there are so many talented people on this planet that just don't get that lucky right place, right time, move ahead. But sometimes like
Mm.
you were saying, Brian, sometimes I see someone like on Broadway, or I'll see someone that's a singer somewhere, and I'm like, holy shit, that person. And then I see someone who's successful and actually famous, and I'm like, that person could easily replace
Right.
that other person. But for some reason, I don't know if it's just image or what, but it's just there's so many talented people on this planet, and it doesn't mean you're not one of them because you haven't reached this level of fame
Mhm.
or reach that you wish that you had. It doesn't mean that you're not good. It
Yeah.
just means that life is unfair,
Yes.
and certain people get selected for one reason or another, and sometimes it's a business situation where someone will invest in to make this person successful, or
And animals,
there could be behind the scenes stuff going on too that we
Yes.
just don't know also.
Yeah, I mean, Nepo babies are a thing for sure. And I mean, we could sit here the rest of tonight listing off people who like don't seem to have much talent but are wildly famous for whatever reason. But the take home, I think, definitely just should be that like animals dance, animals sing, animals make things, to varying degrees of quality. Just because yours isn't necessarily as good as somebody else's isn't a reason to not do it. So it doesn't matter if you're good at dancing or if you're good at singing. If you like doing those things, you should do them, because there might come a time very suddenly when you cannot. I don't know. Have some perspective. Do things.
That's bleak, Brian. That's bleak. That was bleak.
Sorry.
That was a bleak answer. You're right,
everybody.
though.
It's because AJ's here.
Old.
She brings me like the downer vibes. So she has to keep it like
it's the moody
real.
girl vibe that I just like.
Yeah. So every time she's around, I'm like, oh, hey, by the way, we also might die any moment. Just so you're aware.
So live your best life, baby. Love yourself.
Yeah. Every moment you're around, YOLO Brolo all day.
YOLO Brolo, love yourself.
Like I hate seeing people there's a lot of people getting sick, you know what I mean? You see it on Facebook or whatever, and you start to really, or people's parents passing away, and you realize, time is precious. But before the internet, you would never even have known usually a lot of these things that were happening in people's lives, but it gives you a very rich understanding that your life is precious, and you might not have all of these things, and just keep on with it. Like, just keep on living your fullest day, because you don't know when that you're not going to have that ability, in the future. It's true though. I hate it, but it's real. It's real.
Well, let's bring it back up. Because
we're getting real and dark.
Yeah,
Pull us out, Brian.
Okay. So we will wrap this up. I don't want to keep you all night. But the last question, as usual, is what is something you've been enjoying recently? So we'll try and end on like a fucking happy note, I guess. So if anybody has an answer, hit us with it. I will try and think of one for a second.
I'll put AJ on. AJ, are you ready?
AJ's
or you
ready.
Want me?
No, give me like 2 seconds.
Okay, mine. I'm ready for mine.
Okay, hit us with it.
I am a gamer, okay, and I'm really enjoying Tears of the Kingdom, Legend of Zelda right now. It is freaking cool. I love it. I just love it. Like, I have my Nintendo Switch with me at all times, and it's just great. And I'm just really like, that is my obsession at this moment. And I know that it's not music related, because sometimes like I do so much music that it makes me sick to even talk about it. Because I'm like, no more Jaws, no more.
I'm glad you were here to talk about makeup and going to the movies.
Anyways, yes, I'm loving Legend of Zelda, and I am working on new music, but I'm tired of it right now.
Fine. It's fine. No, that's a great answer. I'm glad that you gave that answer. Wonderful.
That's so funny you said that. I was thinking about actually saying like something very similar. I've been playing I'm not a gamer. I wouldn't call myself a gamer per se. I'm just somebody who gets very involved and like emotionally invested in a select few games, and I'll play them over and over and over again all the time to try to get all the stuff. You know.
That sounds
yes,
like a
I
gamer
do.
to me.
You're a completionist.
Oh, well, I just never really called myself a gamer because it was only ever like 5 games I like. So when I was around people who I perceived as quote unquote real gamers, they'd be talking about like 40 different things, and I'd be like, sorry guys.
The people who play all of the games.
Yeah. So maybe my perspective is just a little off here on this one, but I'm a completionist. So I've been really enjoying Alice Return to Madness and Lost in Random a lot lately.
Where is this? What platform?
Xbox.
All right, Xbox. You're getting a little commercial endorsement from Avoid Signaling.
From Avoid Signaling. Yeah, send us those checks, baby.
Yeah. I've been meaning.
Just like, I don't want it. Forget it.
I fucking wish. Yeah. By all means.
Sponsor us.
Yeah, please.
All 3 of us.
Yeah.
Keep it ad free, yo.
I'm not gonna do anything, but
Yeah, you're just gonna show up and be a downer,
I'm
but
just
that's
gonna
fine.
be cute. Yeah, be cute and be a downer.
Right. Just like a woman. That
I
is a joke. Please don't stab me. That is
We're
a joke.
both on our periods, so just stop now.
It's fine. We're in werewolf mode right now, Brian. You better
Yeah,
be
just
careful.
a little bit. All right, I
Be
got
a
my
little
period, and I'm just
careful.
about my claws are gonna come out.
Oh, wow. Okay. I will be super careful. Okay, so sorry, AJ, I didn't mean to interrupt you and derail this. You were playing.
No, I wasn't
Alice
really
and-
even going anywhere with
Oh,
it. It was
okay.
just like, yeah, I've been enjoying Alice and I've been enjoying Lost and Random. I've just been trying to find all the things without looking up where they are. But
Mhm.
sometimes I get a little
Oh, that's
frustrated and I'm like,
good.
no, we're gonna Google this one real quick.
Yeah.
YouTube it, right?
Yeah.
That never
Yeah.
happened. We never had that back in the day. You
I
gotta love
used to
it.
Yeah.
feel a lot of shame around looking up walkthroughs until I started talking to Brian about it openly, and he was like, "No, use the fucking walkthrough. That's what it's there
Yes.
for."
Fuck
Or, like,
yeah.
basically, that's basically what it was. And I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, so I've just been dumb about this the whole time and holding myself to these weird standards for what?"
Yeah, for no reason.
Like,
Love it.
for
Yeah.
no reason, because I had this perception of like what it was supposed to be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just a way freer gamer now.
Yeah. It's
Just do whatever
liberating.
I want
Once
now.
you realize the limits of your own ignorance, it's very liberating.
Yeah, and like, who's gonna know I used a walkthrough unless I told them?
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
Who cares?
Telling everyone now, AJ. Everyone's hearing
Yeah,
it.
everybody is going to hear
know,
how
right?
what a poser you are. She's
I
not
know.
a real
They see you
gamer.
at
She
Use
the
those
follows
walkthroughs, guys.
walkthroughs.
You know,
Oh my god, she follows other people's advice.
what?
Through you.
What? I wouldn't consider myself a gamer either, but something I've been enjoying recently is I promise I will not mention Texas Chainsaw Massacre again.
Oh, I
I've
downloaded
mentioned-
that, by the way.
Oh fuck yeah! Are you serious? Oh
Yeah,
we will-
I did.
we
It's
will play
waiting.
it. Oh, it's
'Kay.
so good. Yeah, we're on. it.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. I as much as I love playing my little serial killer simulator or whatever, I
You like those? I can't. I get too scared.
Oh, I don't.
I get too scared.
I never play the victims. It is not the experience I'm sitting down for. I always play the killers.
Oh,
So cornering somebody in a basement as Leatherface and being like, "Oh, where are you gonna go, you little pig?" and like, fucking, it's great. It satisfies something in me that I didn't that I didn't know needed satisfaction. But what the fuck was the other thing I was going to talk about? Oh well, who cares? Texas Chainsaw
Probably a
Massacre
game
is
you were
great.
enjoying.
I mean,
That wasn't Texas
That
Chainsaw Massacre,
wasn't
and then I
Texas Chainsaw
accidentally
Massacre.
derailed you.
Yeah.
Is that on Nintendo Switch? No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Nintendo would never.
It would
fuck with
never.
that.
Yeah. It is also on Xbox and PlayStation and Steam and all kinds of things. But yeah, I guess that's what I want to talk about. Is I've been playing Texas Chainsaw Massacre with some people from. This is a chance to just do this again. Shout out to Lucas and Quinn from the Void Signal Discord server. Which there is
Hey, what's up, Lucas and Quinn?
There is a link on voidsignal.net, which I just redesigned. That's a thing I'm happy about. I just redesigned my website and it looks great.
Oh, cool.
Amazing. I love I love your little graphics too, to like say like, I had an interview with this person. I think it looks great.
Thank
You're
you.
doing good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I love that purple and black. I love that. I love that logo. I think it's really cool. I
Thank
love
you.
it. I think
The
it's great.
logo is, I did pay. Okay, this is the last thing I'll say. But it's my show, so it's fine. I
Do whatever you want.
thanks, babe. So it's I did pay an artist for a new logo. And I will send it to each of you to see. But it will be finished next week. And
I'm excited.
I'm so excited. It looks
Is it a
really
skull?
good. It is a skull, and she did like a new take on it, and she killed it. Like I sent
Oh my God.
I sent over what I'd come up with on my own with my amateur skills. And then sent over a playlist and was like, here's the vibe. And she literally just plucked it out of my brain. I'm gonna send it to you right now as well, Mary. But
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
I'm excited. But
The
I
website
can't
looks
wait.
great. I just pulled it up.
Thanks.
Ooh.
Wait a minute, where did you send it?
I
Oh
sent it
my
to your
God,
messenger.
look at that.
Ooh.
It's a little Medusa, little skulls, it's like a
Little-
snake.
It's whatever you want.
Tentacles?
Sure,
I
whatever you
feel
like.
like it has like some folklore attached to it.
I love it.
Sure.
Like it's got the vibe.
He's got a
got the
glisten
vibe.
in
Like
his
some
eye.
spiritual, mystical, like witchy almost. I don't know. It's got a story.
Good.
It's got a
I'm
story.
casting spells. Looking at this, I've already cast
Excellent.
spells saying that this show will be even more successful in the coming year.
Thanks, Mary. I appreciate it. Hopefully, I mean, we're doing Void Signal live. I can't wait. And I'm so excited. That was the other thing I wanted to say is I'm so excited to see the both of you in this coming year. AJ, I get to see you in just a couple of months, at Dark Force Fest. And then Mary, I get to see you at Mechanismus. So, yeah, I'm really excited to see the both of you. And, lastly, thank you both so much for coming on and,
Yeah, of course.
Spending some time with me. I appreciate it.
Oh my
You're
God,
the
we had
best.
so much fun. Like literally, I love this. Have me back.
Okay, I will.
People are like, don't have her back. Don't have her back. She's annoying.
Oh, that Mary Kattman's on this fucking shit again. Oh, God. That's okay.
AJ, it was wonderful talking with you.
I know,
as well.
it's so great to talk to you too. On like to hear your voice, not like a text that has no tone or like a picture or like you know what I mean.
Hello, AJ. It's Mary.
I know. Hello, Mary. Yeah. I like hearing people's voices. It's underrated. I actually talked to one of my friends for 2 hours and 40 minutes on the phone the other day. It was so nice.
Yeah.
It was so nice.
God.
I agree.
No, it's
just
like actual
people's
human.
voices. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Brian. We're talking over you. Go.
No, it's fine.
No, he's a man. It's fine. No, I'm just kidding.
It's fine. Casual misandry
talked
is
about
okay. No, it is wonderful to like talk to friends on the phone. Like it's a thing that like I feel like we've fallen out of doing because of modern times and what have you. But it is nice like to just set up a time to be like, hey, let's talk for 40 minutes to for about whatever.
Yeah, her and I have such busy lives, and like she's a friend from Buffalo, so like I'm not gonna be able to hang out with her anytime soon. So it's like we have that kind of thing where like once every month or like once every X amount of time, depending on what our lives are doing, we'll just talk to each other for a decent chunk of time on the phone and pick up right where we left off the next time. It's amazing. We've known each other for so long. She's not going anywhere.
It's one of the things I've really grown to love about doing the movie club with Brian is that it's like, here's a chance for me to just like hang out with my buddy for
being out of like being states away too with him.
Yeah, for sure. So that's why I have you on, Mary. Is because Void Signal's an excuse for me to hang out with you. I'm like, well, here you go.
I do. I honestly, it's funny because I feel like this is more not so much of an interview as it is
just hanging out, right?
We're just hanging out. We're talking about
like 20 minutes in. I was like, wait, is he gonna do like an intro or something?
No,
I know. Same. I was like, what am I on? What is he gonna start to?
What
like,
is this
topic? Like,
I know, right? Did he have questions? What are we doing?
Sorry, this is just what it is.
No, it's fine.
No, I was just telling people on the fucking Void Cord right before you guys came on. I was like, I don't know how I got here, and I don't know why anybody else is here, but we're on our way. Here we go. Wonderful. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, thank you. I'm glad it doesn't feel like an interview, I guess. I'm glad it feels like hanging out. I just worry sometimes that it's maybe off-putting or that I seem unprofessional, which is true. But, people don't have to know that bit.
I feel like you have a nice separation of like, here's the podcast or here's the recordings these are light and these are fun and these are just like shooting the shit and these are the ones that you should be taking seriously. Like, I feel like you do a good job breaking that up without saying, take these seriously, don't take these as seriously. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think honestly, I'm gonna say one thing though before we end this. You should definitely put these on Apple Podcast. Why don't you do it?
They are on there.
They are?
Yeah,
How come I can't find it?
I'm on every platform, Mary.
Just
You were giving
me
me terrible anxiety, and I'm going to have to go and look right now.
Oh no!
Holy shit!
Hold on a second. Maybe I. Oh my god!
Oh my god, Mary!
I always get a mini heart attack when things like that happen.
Oh, me too. Somebody will be like, I'll get a message in the middle of the night. Hey, by the way, your website.
Oh, it is on there. Oh my god! I don't know why I didn't see this.
Wow, traitor!
I wasn't looking up. Oh my god!
I've even had you on the show. Wow.
Oh my god!
That's the thing.
It's rated E for explicit.
Yeah, that's right. It gets pretty saucy on here. Throw me hearts and throw me follows. Like anybody listening, also like follow me on the platforms and give me, ratings. They don't have to be accurate, just not ones. I would appreciate it.
Do 5.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll take a 4. I understand.
Yeah, you have to be a little humble. You gotta take a 4 once in a while.
That's right. Yeah.
Because you
Some-
can't
You
be
deserve
all
the
5.
5s, but I hear
People
you.
be like, okay, no, the 5s are definitely like I paid. I asked people to do this, but the 4 in there, it's like, okay, there's some realness to this.
Yes, exactly. That's the true one. The
Yeah.
true rating is a 4. I might
I'll
be a
be the
5 in everybody's hearts, but I understand.
I'm an emotional voter, so I'm getting 5s all the time. I just love everyone and everything, so 5s all around.
Yeah.
I tend to do the same.
Quality what?
Yeah, no.
I don't know,
give
my
the
friend
one
did
that
it.
it'll drag it down. I'll be the one that it'll drag it down 1 star.
Yeah. Thanks, Mary. I'm glad you keep it real and you're not just, a cheerleader like AJ here. No, I do the same
You
thing.
need a
I
balance.
vote 100%
No, you need a
with my
balance.
heart. I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. Here you go. Beep, beep, beep. Like, mash all the
Yeah,
buttons.
I don't know. I'm just obsessed with like my friends doing cool things sometimes. I'm just like, yeah, I don't get it, but like I'm gonna heart react the shit out of it and I'm gonna share it. I love this for you.
Yeah, it's rad.
Yeah, I do. I think it just I'm one of those people that like I've started taking those surveys after I get off the phone with the customer service person because I want to add good karma into the world. So I'm just like, okay, 5, 5, 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope that
some
I do
places
that too.
don't even count them unless they're a 5.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
The other.
I've been doing 5.
Oh, the other thing you can do is that use people's names. Like when you call anywhere, like if you call your doctor's office or whatever, like take note of their name when they give it to you or customer service or whatever. If you use it even just once, like whatever you called in for,
They'll remember you.
Whatever you called in for will probably get fixed. And that person is going to be like,
They're
that
gonna
shit
love you.
matters. I never have to call a place twice. Like, P's and Q's, man, like extra nice. Like you're talking to a person who has been treated like not a person by every other motherfucker before you. I don't know how I got
Just
here,
do it
but,
selfishly do it selfishly for you. Like you're like, oh, I fucked a lot of people over and I gotta start now compiling like positive
do it for
karma
moral
so that I
dessert
don't-
at first. Fake it till you make it.
Right.
Absolutely. You don't want to come back as a worm or anything in the next life. So you
Right.
better start doing those surveys after you get off
Do
the
the
phone with
surveys and be
customers.
nice.
I know. I'm trying to come back as a golden retriever and a good home. That's what I want. All 5s, every customer service.
Yeah.
All 5s.
Everything is wonderful and perfect. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. Please give this person a raise. Yeah, that's exactly what we're all trying to do.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Enjoy the rest of your evenings. Thank you both
You
again
too.
so much.
All right,
And,
guys. I love
take
talking
care.
to you both. Thank you so much.
Have
It
a good
was
night.
Fun. Enjoy your Monday.
Yeah. Have a good
Bye,
one.
bye,
Bye.
Bye.
Void Signal intro and outro music courtesy of Processor. Visit processor2.bandcamp.com for more Processor, and visit voidsignal.net to help support the creation of more Void Signal. Thank you.